the Inspire Awards, celebrating adult learners. Lifelong learning changes stories. Mae'n agor drysau I bawb ohonom fyw bywyd da. When others say we can't, we say we can. Mae'n cadw ein meddyliau yn brysur ac yn enyn diddordeb. We are connected and supported. Mae'n ein helpu drwy gyfnodau anodd. Rydym yn wydyn, rydym yn ffynnu. It builds our knowledge, providing paths into better jobs. We start new chapters. Life takes a different turn. It changes everything. Gyda phob cam cyntaf, cawn hyder newydd, dewrder a phenderfyniad. Learning is central to our health and well-being. It gives us a purpose. We achieve. Rydym yn caru dysgu. Cafodd y fflam ei chyna. Ni fydd yn dod I ben. We now reach for our dreams. We share our stories so others can too. Rydym yn ysbrydoli. We are Inspire Award winners. Wel, noswaith dda I bawb a chroeso I ysbrydoli gwobrau addysg oedolion 2021. Good evening everyone and a very warm welcome to the 2021 Inspire Adult Learner Awards. Diolch o galon I chi am ymuno efo ni heno yma I ddathlu llwyddiannau addysg oedolion yng Nghymru. Mae'r gwobrau hyn yn ffordd berffaith I godi'r llen ar wythnos addysg oedolion sy'n cychwyn ddydd Llun yr wythnos nesaf. Thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate the achievements of adult learners in Wales. These awards are the perfect curtain raiser to Adult Learners Week, which starts on Monday next week. So tonight's awards have been supported by Welsh Government, the Open University in Wales, Adult Learning Wales, Agored Cymru, and the National Centre for Learning Welsh, y Ganolfan Dysgu Cymraeg Genedlaethol. So thank you all for your continued support. Diolch o waelod calon I chi. Felly, I ddechrau ein dathliadau ni heno yma, hoffwn I gyflwyno Louise Casella, cyfarwyddwr y Brifysgol Agored yng Nghymru. And on behalf of the Inspire Awards supporters, I'd like to welcome Louise Casella, Director of the Open University in Wales.
Good evening, noswaith dda. I'm Louise Casella and I'm the Director of the Open University in Wales. May I say a big congratulations on behalf of everyone at the OU and the over 200 providers across Wales taking part in this year's Inspire Awards and Adult Learners Week to all of tonight's nominees. No matter whether you were nominated, shortlisted or won, all of you can be incredibly proud of yourselves. Your achievements, your contribution to your communities and of course your learning. All of us at the OU are very proud indeed once again to be supporting the Inspire Awards. This annual celebration of adult learning is now something of a high point in the calendar for many of us when we are awed and yes, inspired by all the nominees year after year. Without fail, you all remind us why we do what we do. And you remind us why what we do is so important. The stories we hear from nominees of how learning has changed their lives, how it's changed their communities and changed families for the better, remind us of the transformational power of education. I don't need to tell you how difficult the past 18 months or so have been. And for those of us who are studying or working in education, there have been some incredible adaptations made by learners and providers alike. That adaptability and drive has created real moments of hope and lessons which I hope we can take forward to make learning a lifelong prospect for everyone in Wales. Now is the time for us to recognise how important learning has been during the pandemic, to celebrate its power in keeping us occupied, keeping our brains active, and often keeping us entertained, to see how it has given us new knowledge and new skills, raised our aspirations, and given us motivation and inspiration in every part of our lives, to redouble our efforts to make learning throughout life a real prospect for every person in every community across our country, regardless of identity, background, or circumstances. I know that all of you share our goal of making that a reality. Your experience of learning, perhaps particularly during the last 18 months, which we're here tonight to celebrate, tells the story of the power of education. And while each of you has a different story to tell, each one is just as inspirational as the next. Each one reminds us why education is so important. Each one has the power to unleash someone else's ambition, raise someone else's aspirations, and give someone else the confidence they need to believe that, yes, learning is for them. So my parting message to you tonight is this: please tell your stories to anyone who'll listen. Let your learning show why education is so important, and let everyone see why education must be open to everyone. Many congratulations to you all once again. Llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn. Enjoy this evening and enjoy your celebrations. And please accept my very best wishes for the future from all of us at the Open University in Wales.
Diolch yn fawr, Louise, thank you. A rwan, da ni'n mynd I glywed gan Jeremy Miles, gweinidog y Gymraeg ac addysg. Now we're going to hear from the Minister for Education and Welsh Language, Jeremy Miles.
I'm delighted to have been invited to introduce the Inspire Learner Award 2021. Diolch am y gwahoddiad. I recently had the pleasure of introducing the Inspire Tutor Awards and was truly impressed that despite all of the challenges of the past 18 months, the dedication shown by many tutors to make sure you, our learners, are inspired to learn has continued. And here you are, our very best, ready to be rewarded and recognised for your dedication and personal determination to overcome significant challenges to do well. You're winners because you've demonstrated that no matter how difficult and challenging your individual circumstances might have been, you've taken charge of your futures to become active and prosperous citizens. We've winners here that have turned negative situations into positives through learning, who've overcome physical and mental health barriers, determined to move forward in their lives, who've shown dedication and support to work and learn while nursing through the pandemic, and some who've excelled beyond their expectations, progressing to further and higher learning and on into work. I truly believe that learning is and should be for life. Learning is a vehicle to support you throughout life, whatever circumstances might present themselves. The Inspire Learner Awards are a fantastic opportunity for us to showcase some of our very best. To all who were nominated or won awards this year, you are all winners. Be proud. Congratulations.
Diolch, Minister. Ac felly, ymlaen â ni at y gwobrwyo. And so, on to the awards. Rwan, gawn ni gyfarfod yn henillwyr ni heno yma, a da ni'n mynd I cael clywed llawer iawn mwy amdanyn nhw. We are going to meet our award winners this evening and find out a little more about each of their stories. So sit back and relax. And don't forget, you can still clap, wave and even cheer, even though we are socially distanced. Well, we're far away from each other this evening. Cofiwch gysylltu efo ni drwy'r blwch sgwrsio ar y sgrin efo'ch negeseuon ag I ddweud llongyfarchiadau wrth bobl. And because we aren't with each other in person, please feel free to post any messages of congratulations in the chat box on your screens. We are also on social media, of course, so join in on Twitter using the hashtag InspireCymru21 or Ysbrydoli Cymru 21. We'd love it if you got in touch with us to tell us what you love about learning. Iawn te, ymlaen at yn grŵp cynta ni. So on to our first group of award winners. Fatma Al-Nadi for Different Past Shared Futures Award. Claire Palmer for Essential Skills for Life Award, and James Atkinson for Health and Wellbeing Award. So let's take a quick look at their stories. A wedyn, dwi'n mynd I ddal I fyny I gael sgwrs efo nhw. I'm so excited because we're going to catch up with them in our chat room. But first of all, we'll hear their stories.
When I came to Wales as a refugee, I had never been to school. I couldn't read or write. I didn't speak any English. Communication was very difficult. My son born just after I arrived, and I wanted to build a better life for him. So I started learning English. I was nervous at first, but I loved it. I completed every level, and now I am confident speaking English and also learning Welsh. Learning English meant I was building links with my new community in Wrexham. Helping others is important to me. I volunteer translating for other refugees like me when they first arrived. I realized my dream was to become a nurse, so I could help and care for others. I enrolled on IT course and I passed my math and English GCSEs. I complete a level 2 diploma in skills for further study and level 3 to higher education course. This year I was expected onto a nurse degree at Bangor University. I can't wait to start. In 6 years I have gone from no education to starting a degree. I believe learning is the key to live your better life. It opens doors and helps you change your story.
I left school at 14 with no qualifications. By the age of 18, I was a mum with a baby son to look after. I worked as a hairdresser for 14 years to support my family. When my son became a teenager, I got a job as a care assistant. I've always had a passion for helping others and wanted a career where I could give something back. Putting a smile on someone's face is a great feeling. My real dream is to become a social worker. Determined to gain my maths and English qualifications to get accepted into university, I joined the Vale Learning Centre. After completing my level 1 application of numbers and level 2 in communication, I returned a year later to do my level 2 application of numbers. I was working in the hard-hit care sector during the pandemic. It was really tough juggling studies whilst being a key worker. Despite these challenges, I managed to achieve the qualifications I needed to begin my social work course. I can't wait to start university. Learning has given me the chance to change my story. It can do the same for you.
Growing up with autism spectrum disorder was challenging. I struggled with my confidence and found social situations difficult. I left school without getting my maths and English GCSEs, but I was determined not to let that hold me back. I started an engineering course in college, but I knew quite quickly that it wasn't for me. With the help of People's Plus, I found a work placement. I'm now a delivery driver's mate and I speak to customers every day. My confidence has grown so much that I also got a job in a bar and decided to give college another try. I always loved computers, so I decided to enroll on an ICT and Essential Skills course to get my maths and English qualifications. Going back to education has given my self-belief a huge boost, finding it easier to cope with social situations too. Balancing my course with 2 part-time jobs can be tiring, but I know learning is going to make my life better. One day, I'd like to go to university to get a degree in computer science. This will open even more doors for me. With each piece of knowledge I gain, I'm changing my story.
Amazing stories there. Well, good evening to you all. It's really nice to see you. Give us a wave. Are you all well? Fabulous. Okay, so Fatma, I'm going to come to you first. Now, you've had the most incredible journey in just 6 years. So you weren't able to read or write in your own language, and now you've learned English, got GCSEs, and you're on your way to university. So Fatma, what made you so determined to start learning?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it's just like when I was in the class, like the teachers, they encouraged me to learn. So and then the way how they teach, they encourage me to move forward. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Yeah, but I think the life that encouraged me to learn the most, because I think many things that I came across within life, it needs the education. That's why.
Well, a huge congratulations. And I think there are two gentlemen with you who are very proud as well. Who have you got with you here?
Yeah, it's my partner, Mohammed, and my son, Paris.
Well, what do you think about Mum winning this award? Has she done really well? Do you give her 10 marks out of 10?
We are very proud of her. She's done very good from where she's coming from, the life she's been through. So we are very, very proud of her, what she got to make us all proud.
Amazing. Well done, Fatma. It's amazing how far you've come in such a short time, and it's been lovely to see you all. Congratulations. Okay, so we're going to move on to Claire's award. Now, Jane is going to join me, and in true Oscar style, Jane, you're here this evening to pick up the award because Claire had to work. So I know you actually nominated her for this award, didn't you? So tell us a little bit about her and why she's so special, why you nominated her.
Well, as Claire said in her video, she was a key worker. And when we had lockdown, we had to switch to online learning. And Claire, despite still working the long hours, finding it difficult, she always did her homework, got her answers back to me. And then when we came back to studying, we had just a few short weeks before she sat her level 2 in numeracy, which is quite a tough exam. And glad to say she passed. And she has gone on now to getting an interview with university, but I haven't heard whether she's got a place yet. So all of us at the Vale Learning Centre, including myself, are so proud of all her achievements.
Amazing. So will you please congratulate her for us and wish her well for the future? Cross fingers now she's got her place on that course. I've got a sneaky feeling she probably has.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Amazing. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have James. Now, James, what a journey learning has been for you so far. So what made education work for you the second time round? What was different?
I think because of my confidence, increasing through doing all the different activities I've been doing, like going to People's Plus and working at the bar, has just been a massive boost in what I could do socially, talking to people. It's just made me feel much more confident in like what I believe to be myself as a person, just way more social.
And that's amazing. Imagine that you're this evening live online in an awards ceremony with lots of people watching. So I'd say you've definitely grown in confidence. So congratulations and well done you, and good luck for everything exciting that is ahead of you in the future. Well done, James.
Thank you very much.
Well, lovely to see you all. Ond ymlaen â ni at yn gwobra nesa ni. So on to our next award winners now. So we have Liz Day and Joshua Osborne in the Starting Out Welsh Beginners category. We'll take a look at their stories first, and then we'll hear a little more about our Ageing Well Award, and the winner is Phyllis Gregory. So mwynhewch y fideos gynta.
Ces i fyny swydd o llynedd ac roedd hi'n gyfnod llawn straen i fi, ond penderfynais i drwy sefyllfa negyddol yn rhywbeth positif. Ro'n i eisiau dysgu Cymraeg am 10 mlynedd, ers i fi symud yma o Loegr, ond ro'n i'n gohirio'r peth drwy'r amser. Wrth gael fyny swyddfa, sylweddolais i fod dim amser gwell na presennol, felly dechreuais i ar fy nhaith Gymraeg. Dechreuais i gwrs dwys gyda dysgu Cymraeg Caerdydd, ddyddiau ar ôl gorffen y gwaith. Do'n i ddim yn siarad gair o Gymraeg ar y pryd. Ro'n i'n nerfus i gychwyn achos fy mod i'n dechrau o'r dechrau, ond do'n i ddim yn gallu credu faint ro'n i'n ei fwynhau. Ers hynny, dwi wedi cwblhau mwy na 240 o oriau dosbarth, sefyll fy'r arholiad siarad lefel sylfaen, a dwi wedi gwneud 300 diwrnod ar Duolingo. Dwi hefyd wedi dechrau fy mhodlediad a fy blog fy hun, Learning Welsh, i ysgrifennu am fy nhaith ac ysbrydoli dysgwyr eraill. Dwi mor ddiolchgar am y cyfle i ddysgu eto, ac yn gyfrwys i ddefnyddio fy sgiliau Cymraeg sy'n datblygu yn barhaus. Fy uchelgais yw gweithio ym maes machnata a llyffathrebu i sefydliad lle bydde i'n gallu defnyddio'r Gymraeg yn y gweithle. Dyw dysgu beth yn stopio ac mae'n gallu eich helpu chi i newid eich stori.
Fel pawb arall, fe deimlais i'r pandemig yn reit anodd. Roeddwn i'n teimlo yn unig ac ar fy mhen fy hun. Pan benderfynais i symud i Abertawe i fyw gyda fy mhartner oedd yn siarad Cymraeg a'r teulu, roeddwn i'n benderfynol o ddysgu Cymraeg. Ym mis Mai 2020, dechreuais gwrs dysgu cyfunol gyda'r Ganolfan Dysgu Cymraeg Genedlaethol. Ar ôl i'r cwrs orffen, ymunais â chwrs Cymraeg dwys gyda dysgu Cymraeg Morgannwg. Fe wnaeth dysgu Cymraeg rwy hwb i iechyd meddwl. Roeddodd ymdeimlad o bwrpas a threfn i mi mewn cyfnw ansicrwydd. Roedd yn dipyn o ymweriad ac roeddwn i'n nerfus i dechrau, ond rydw i wedi mwynhau pob eiliad. Ar amser yma llynedd, doeddwn i ddim hyd yn oed yn gallu dweud dwi'n hoffi coffi, ond bellai rwy'n mwynhau siarad am lawer o wahanol bethau yn y Gymraeg. Mae dysgu Cymraeg wedi bod yn brofiad gwerth chwil. Mae wedi dod â mi yn nes at fy mhartner ac wedi gwneud i mi deimlo'n fwy o ran o ddiwyliant Cymru. Gobeithio y gallaf ysbrydoli eraill i ddysgu Cymraeg a dechrau ar ei taith ei hunan. Gall dysgu fegu'ch hyder, gwella'ch iechyd a'ch helpu i newid eich stori.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr Liz a Joshua. Wir, dych chi wedi gwneud yn anhygol i ddysgu Cymraeg mewn cyfnod mor fyr. Huge congratulations, Liz and Joshua. The level of your Welsh in such a short time is phenomenal, so congratulations. So Liz, na I ddod at y ti gynta. Dim ond mis Awst diwetha, nes ti ddechrau, lockdown learner go iawn, ond mae dysgu'r iaith yn un peth, ond hyder sy'n gallu stopio pobl, mae'n gallu bod yn broblem i bobl. Be sydd wedi rhoi'r hyder yna i ti? You know, sometimes you can learn the language, but it's actually having the confidence to use it and speak. So where have you found that confidence, and you know, how could you help others to feel that same confidence?
Dwi'n siarad tipyn bach pob dydd. Dwi'n siarad yn y dosbarth wrth gwrs. Ro'n i'n mynd i glwb dachlen tamor diwetha. Mae partner sy'n gwrs gyda fi. A sefydlais i'r podlediad Learning Welsh i ymarfer siarad Cymraeg. Ro'n i'n hapus i greu vlog gyda S4C dysgu Cymraeg. Do'n i ddim yn gallu ymarfer wyneb yn wyneb dros y cyfnod glo, ond nawr dwi'n edrych ymlaen at fynd i goffi a sigwrs.
I love that. Y tip gorau ydy defnyddiwch dipyn bach bob dydd. So Liz's top tip, if you're learning Welsh, is to just use a little bit every single day. She's also a very famous podcaster. So Liz, be am y cam nesa i ti rwan? Ti'n chwilio am swydd lle ti'n gallu defnyddio'r Gymraeg. You said in your piece that you were looking for a job where you can use your Welsh. How's that going?
Yeah, so so I did the course in podcasting through NUJ Training Wales, which was really helpful. They also kindly funded me through a foundation course in public relations. So I've updated my CV and LinkedIn. I'm doing some volunteer work at the moment for Upside Down Circus in Cardiff. And then I think the next stage is kind of setting up job alerts and writing the applications.
Wel, llongyfarchiadau a pob lwc hefo popeth. Iawn te Joshua, gawn ni siarad efo ti, a beth sy'n ddiddorol ydy bod ti'n sôn bod dysgu Cymraeg wedi helpu dy iechyd meddwl di. So I just want to pick up on something you said, that learning Welsh has actually helped you with your mental health during, what's been a really tough year. So how has that made a difference to how you feel?
Wel, a dweud y gwir, ar y dechrau'r pandemig, cwmpais i allan o'r amser, roedd y dyddiau yn hedfan heibio heb arafu. Roedd dysgu Cymraeg mor ddefnyddiol, bob wythnos i weld pawb a gwella yn Cymraeg. Roedd hi'n dda i bod beth bynnag arall oedd yn digwydd. Yr un ffordd honno ro'n i'n gwella.
Ac i fynd o just, dwi'n hoffi coffi was where you started, and you've come to this point in a very short time. Felly, ardderchog, llongyfarchiadau, hyfryd iawn cwrdd ar ddau ohonoch chi. Diolch am ymuno ni hen yma. A rwan, da ni'n mynd at yn enillydd nesa ni. Now, our next award winner is Phyllis Gregory, a very worthy recipient of the Ageing Well Award. Wouldn't you love to win one of those awards? I'm not sure I will. Ond yn anffodus, dydy Phyllis ddim efo ni hen yma, ond dwi'n falch iawn o ddeud bod Ruth Benson yn ymuno efo ni i gael sgwrs fach. Ond yn gynta, ychydig o hanes Phyllis. Unfortunately, Phyllis isn't able to be with us this evening, but I wanted to share a little bit of her story with you, and you can see her lovely photograph behind me there, smiling away. And we will be talking to the person who nominated her, Ruth Benson. So let me tell you a bit about Phyllis. So she's always been a keen writer and poet. Over the course of her lifetime, she's entered and won multiple competitions for her writing. She's 92. She looks amazing, doesn't she? She doesn't look 92. And when she started experiencing shaking hand syndrome, she found herself less able to write poetry. She was determined to keep doing the thing she loved. So she saw this as an opportunity to learn to use a computer and enrolled on a digital literacy course at her local library. How amazing is that? Now, when the pandemic forced libraries to close, Phyllis decided to continue her learning at Gower College. She says, and I quote, "People think that once you get your free bus pass, that's it. But I'm the kind of person who can't sit still. I like to be doing things. I have my words back, which is wonderful, but I've also made new friends. My hearing has deteriorated lately, but the college and my new friends have made sure I can keep learning." Felly, Ruth, os gai droi eto ti, hyfryd dy weld i. So I'm just going to ask you, Ruth, you're here on behalf of Phyllis. Just tell us a little bit more about this special lady and what she's been learning with you.
Well, Phyllis, I have to say, is a very special lady. And to me, she fully embodies what lifelong learning represents. She never turns away from a challenge. And is always eager to learn new skills. She originally joined one of my classes, as you said, in the local library, and now obviously attends the Llwyn y Bryn campus. She was a little apprehensive when she first came to class, but is now far more confident and keeps the rest of us, well, and myself, on our toes. Since she joined the class, Phyllis has learned how to use a computer to write and communicate with others, and enjoyed seeing her fellow learners during our Teams session in lockdown. So she was still able to participate in learning, even though we weren't together in the classroom. Her smile and her sense of humour and her willingness to learn, I would say, are very infectious. It's also lovely to be able to teach her in Welsh, which is her first language.
Amazing. And I think you've got a few words to read out from Phyllis, don't you, Ruth? So fire away.
Oh, yes, I've had full instructions, don't you worry. Phyllis has asked me to read a few sentences out for her. Learning has brought me so much pleasure to be able to communicate with others in so many different ways and help impart that knowledge. I would like to write a book for children of love, humour, respect and truth. She's actually now 93 because she's just had a birthday, and now enjoying life more fully by learning to use a computer with a great bunch of now great friends with no desire to just languish in a chair. So go for it, have fun and learn.
Oh, Phyllis, dych chi'n ysbrydoliaeth. And I know she will be watching because she knows how to work all the computers, probably better than me. Felly, llongyfarchiadau mawr. Thank you, Ruth, for joining us this evening, and please send her all our love. She looks like you have a lot of fun with her. She looks like a character, so well done. Llongyfarchiadau mawr I chi gyd. Rwan te, mae yna rai ohonych chi wedi bod yn cysylltu hefo'n negeseu, and we've had lots of lovely messages in. So there's one in front of me here that says, this is from Rob Humphreys from HEFCO, and he says, this event is always a highlight of the year. Yeah, for me too as well. And it says, what a great start to the evening, showing the real and liberating power of adult education. Loving it. So keep your messages coming in, and I'll hopefully read some of them. Iawn te, ydyn ni'n barod I fynd at yn enillwyr nesaf ni. Our next 3 awards go to Wilnelia de Jesus for Young Adult Award, Claire Girton for Family Learning Award, and Daniel Jones for Into Work Award. Gawn ni olwg bach rwan ar I ffilmiau nhw. Let's take a look at their films, and then I'll catch up with them for a chat.
At 18, I started an apprenticeship at Greenaway Scott, working as a receptionist. It was the best thing to ever happen to me. I left school after my GCSEs to support my mum, but I refused to let that hold me back. By 21, I worked my way up to practice manager, looking after the operational management of the group. But I wanted to keep learning. So I started a leadership and management apprenticeship to give me the skills to progress. The skills I learned set me up for success when the practice moved into remote working during the pandemic. Since then, I've completed a project management qualification and will be starting a level 5 management diploma later this year. I haven't taken a traditional educational path, but have been fortunate enough to be surrounded by a great support system. I'm going to continue learning. Knowledge is power. You can broaden your horizons and change your story. Whatever I can do to make myself better, I will do it.
A few years ago, my health deteriorated and I had to stop working. I went almost completely blind and couldn't move around like I used to. I started to lose confidence. My son Mackenzie has ADHD. He was behind at school, so we joined a family learning together class where we could both learn new things and develop our skills. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it, but they gave me every support. We started with maths and just kept going. It could be hard to keep Mackenzie on track, but as time went on, it got much easier. He's becoming more engaged and more interested. I can see him learning new skills. Now he's able to focus for longer and catching up with his classmates. Learning together was a bonding experience, and the skills I learned helped me with schooling Mackenzie during the pandemic. Now I know I can do things that other parents can do. I have so much more confidence. We made new friends, and most importantly, we had so much fun. You can learn new skills at any age to change your story. If we can do it, so can you.
When I left college, I was worried about my job prospects. I didn't have much confidence and found it hard to communicate with new people, but I was determined to build the career I wanted. I've always had a passion for IT because it's so new and cutting edge, so I enrolled within the Employability Skills program to improve my chances of finding work. The start of the course was tough and I realised I needed a lot of improvement, but learning really helped me to build my confidence, and after 6 months I landed a placement within iTech's IT department. Working on the support desk during the pandemic really forced me to step up and become more self-reliant. That experience helped me to get a Jobs Growth Wales placement within Conjum, and just 2 weeks within my new placement they offered me a permanent role. All the hard work paid off and it felt amazing. For a while I didn't know where my life was heading. Learning helped me change my story. Gaining those experiences and those skills set me up for success. I can't recommend it enough to other young people in a situation like mine.
Anhygoel. Well, dyma chi. Croeso. Welcome all of you. Nice to see you this evening. You well? Everybody good? Great. Okay, so Will Nelia. Now then, looking very glamorous this evening, I must say too. So you left school after your GCSEs, but that didn't stop you from continuing to learn and progressing with your career. And as we heard, you became practice manager for your firm at the age of just 21. So just share with us how you've continued to learn and get the skills needed to do this, even though you left after your GCSEs.
Well, to be honest, it all started when I did my ILM level 2, but when I started the firm, I did an apprenticeship in business and admin, which really opened my eyes to alternative education, because I think it's really important to spread the word and let people know that if you leave school at a young age, that isn't it for you. And I know sometimes they say, you know, you need to go to college, then you need to go to university, and then you can get a job. But there are so many other ways that you can get to where you want to be without having to take a traditional route. And I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm just grateful that I've won this award.
So what would your message be to other people who feel like they want to progress but maybe feel a little bit frightened, a bit daunted because they left school such a long time ago?
My advice to them would be the best investment you could ever make in your life is in yourself. So for all the reasons you think you shouldn't do something, there's a million reasons why you should. So you should just roll the dice and you should just do it.
Fabulous advice. Thank you so much for joining us, Will Nelia. Right, Claire, well, congratulations to you and to Mackenzie as well. So just tell us what family learning has meant to you. How has it helped you, Claire?
Well, it's helped me immensely, really, in my confidence, in being able to teach Mackenzie. With me being disabled and Mackenzie having ADHD, it's been a really big challenge, but we've built in confidence, built skills, and I feel able to learn and teach Mackenzie confidently and have fun at the same time. So to show Mackenzie that it's fun to learn, and I'm learning too.
And we can just see Mackenzie there, I think.
Yeah.
Have you had fun learning with Mum, Mackenzie? Has it been good?
Yes.
Fabulous. And how's school at the moment? What do you like learning about? Maths?
Yeah.
Amazing. Good on you. Oh, I was hopeless at maths in school, but just keep working hard at it. Fantastic. Well, well done, both of you. It's amazing what you've achieved. You should be very proud. Congratulations. Yeah. And last but not least, Daniel. Now, Daniel, you mentioned confidence in your film and finding your way into a career that you actually love. So what helped you achieve this, do you think?
Well, going into further education really helped me. So going into iTech and meeting everyone there every day really helped. It really pushed me out of my comfort zone, forced myself to interacting with everyone there. Then later going on to a job placement, it was the similar thing, getting out of my comfort zone and meeting new people every day. But it was a more work-themed environment, which is different in and of itself.
And of course, during the pandemic, you helped with that huge shift online that so many of us had to make and were petrified about. So what did you learn from that experience?
Well, I learned a lot. There was some technical skills I learned, you know, how to better support people in more technical ways, but also being more customer friendly almost, knowing that they're struggling. I just needed to do all I could to help them and make everything as easy as it can be, to make everyone as comfortable as possible to get through it all together.
I'd say you're a very patient man.
I do my best.
Well, huge congratulations to all of you. Now, we had a little practice run before we went live this evening, and I'm very, very disappointed that Will Nelia hasn't brought her little sausage dog puppy to make an appearance. So, yeah, so give our love to Dior, the greatest name for a cute sausage dog. Oh, here she comes. Oh my goodness, I think I'm in love. Hello, Dior. Beautiful, 13 weeks, amazing. So have fun with all the peppy mess, and a huge congratulations to all of you. A rwan at yn hynnyllwyr nesa ni. So our next awards go to Unison Cymru Wolf Project and the nursing students of the Open University in Wales. Both winners of the Skills at Work Award and the Wallich for the Life Change and Progression Award. Felly, yn ôl yr arfer, gawn ni olwg bach ar eu ffilm nhw rwan. So as usual, let's take a little look at their films and then I'll be chatting to them.
The Unison Wales Union Learning Fund project aims to increase the skills, confidence, well-being and employability of the public service workforce across Wales. When the pandemic hit, frontline staff in the public sector were under huge pressure. We saw hugely increased demand for certain services. NHS and social care workers, school support staff, police community support officers and other key workers all had to learn new ways of doing their jobs safely. We wanted to do everything we could to help, so we adapted our delivery to help public service employers like Cartrefi Cymru to deal with this increased pressure. We worked hard to deliver the learning virtually and to a much wider remit of people. The move to virtual learning was challenging at first, but we worked closely with our tutors to make the transition as smooth as possible. Since March 2020, we have supported over 2,500 frontline workers through a range of learning opportunities such as expert-led webinars, e-learning and learning grants. Looking to the future, our priority is to help workers, trade unions and employers to emerge safely from the pandemic. That includes preparing our learners to return to the classroom and cope with new ways of working and helping them to continue changing their stories.
I'm studying to become a mental health nurse with the Open University in Wales. I'm already a support worker and I'm completing my BScs in nursing alongside a demanding job. When the coronavirus pandemic began, nursing students were asked to support NHS staff alongside our studies. For me, it was an easy decision. I wanted to help people and play my role in a historical global moment. All of the eligible Open University nursing students felt the same and volunteered to be a part of the response. We were deployed to the front line through the Betsy Cadwallader University Health Board, and I was working on the mental health ward. It was a stressful and difficult period. We needed to get used to the challenges of operating in a COVID-safe environment. We were worried about catching the virus, but determined to be brave. There wasn't much of a personal life either. We had to balance working long hours on the front line with completing our studies when we returned home. It was just work, study, and sleep. But these are the things all of us Open University nursing students had to overcome. We were committed to helping people, saving lives, and being as positive as possible. I gained so much unique knowledge, skills, and experience. After a testing year, we are continuing to work towards our qualifications and look forward to becoming registered nurses. We should all be very proud of ourselves and the role we played during the pandemic. We helped to change people's stories.
At the Wallich, we create opportunities for people who have experienced rough sleeping, homelessness or the criminal justice system to live the lives they want. There's still a lot of stigma around employing people like our service users with gaps in their employment. They've often experienced trauma and many face challenges within mental health, which can make traditional learning daunting. Our participation and progression teams run 4 programs to help break the cycle of homelessness or reoffending. They teach essential skills and offer tools to improve well-being. They also work with employers to challenge stigma and create job opportunities. Courses are designed to make them as accessible as possible. They're flexible in attendance and run by specially trained trauma-informed tutors. People who have experienced homelessness can be mistrustful of others in positions of authority, so all of our programs are at least partially delivered by individuals with lived experience. Working with someone who has walked in the shoes can be inspiring, and we've seen an increase in positive engagement and outcomes for service users. Many have gone on to find employment or are looking for work. Others have improved their digital skills and completed qualifications. Even more say their mental health is improved and they feel in greater control of their lives. That's just as important. They change their stories and have new hope for the future. That's what it's about for us.
Well, we've had some lovely messages. We've had Mel get in touch saying, well done, Claire, so proud of you and Mackenzie. So keep your messages coming. Well, I'm going to chat to you now. How are you all this evening? You all well? You're all smiling beautifully at me. Congratulations. Llongyfarchiadau I chi gyd. So I'm going to start with Jenny, Elliot and Richard from Unison and the Wales Union Learning Fund project. So the response from you to recognise what was needed when the pandemic actually hit and to adapt and to reach over 2,500 public service workers online with their learning has been absolutely incredible. So what would you say, Jenny, has been the biggest challenge, but also what you're most proud of?
Well, I guess if someone had said 2 years ago that you're about to go digital, I think we'd have all laughed them out of the room. You know, before the pandemic, all of our delivery was pretty much face-to-face, tutors being in a classroom, in workplaces, in the Unison offices. So I think our biggest challenge was transforming what we were delivering, not just in terms of the existing courses, but kind of responding to learning needs, but also making sure that we could move it all online. I think the tutors that we work with would be the first ones to say it was a steep learning curve, not just for them, but for us as well. We all had to learn a lot of skills very, very quickly. Not always been a smooth run. we have had our technical issues, but you know we've worked through it. We've helped them to get online themselves. We help them with training on MS Teams, on Zoom, on GoToTraining. We provided support for them as well when they were in the room. So it's been a learning journey, but we're finally getting there.
And Richard, for you, was it a steep learning curve as well as for all these tutors that you had to help?
Yeah, certainly. I'd done a little bit with digital learning in the past, but nothing to this extent. And yeah, just having to kind of hold hands with the tutors when I wasn't overly sure myself a lot of the time, and then getting involved in e-learning as well, which was breaking new ground for us, and trying to get e-learning courses out to as many people as possible. Yeah, it was certainly a challenge, and we couldn't have done it without the rest of the union and our team, and obviously the branches and workplaces up and down the country.
And Elliot, do you feel like it's opened doors for new and exciting things to the future now?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was. It's going to be interesting to see whether going back to the classroom and online has an overall benefit post-pandemic to learning. I think it's opened up. We're an All Wales project, and it's meant that we were able to access learning for everyone all over Wales in a lot of different circumstances, whether that be to their employment or just their ability to access learning. So I think it's going to be really exciting to see what we're able to do. We've got the we're coming up to the end of this project, but we're really hoping to hear what funding and what Wolf could do in 2022 and onwards.
Exciting. So onwards and upwards. Well done. Thank you for all your hard work. Okay, so I'm going to come to you, Eva, representing the OU nursing students. What a year it's been for you, and I think I speak for all of us when I just say thank you for responding to that call for help on the front line with the nursing. So what made you want to do a nursing degree in the first place?
I think it's like probably most of the nursing students is to make a difference in a field I'm passionate about, which for me is mental health nursing. And I feel privileged to be with patients when they're most vulnerable and walk hand to hand with them on the road to recovery. I think it's just, it's amazing. It's privilege, and I'm very proud.
And you know, studying and working frontline as a key worker, it couldn't have been easy all the time, I'm sure, was it?
No, definitely. It has been difficult, but it's about learning time management and organizing your own work and making sure you give yourself downtime in your free time for a healthy work-life balance.
And we've had some lovely messages come in for you. Christina Roy says, salute to all nurses. I second that, Christina. So yeah, thank you for all your hard work. Okay, and now I want to bring in David Bennett from the Woolwich. Welcome. So David, just give us a little bit of an insight. What makes a difference, a real difference to the learners that you engage with?
Well, the first thing I think is to make that learning experience as enjoyable as possible. A lot of our learners have experienced some form of trauma in the past, or could have had some negative experiences with learning previously. So we try to create environments where they feel safe and sort of communities of learning where they feel supported, not only just by staff members, but also by other sort of learners as well on those courses and workshops there. We take a lot of time building up those relationships and building up that trust of them. Which really grows their confidence, and that means they can reach out where they are finding those difficulties, and we can help them to make sure they continue with that learning. I think you find that once you make that experience really enjoyable, they'll quickly pick up that learning bug and just want to continue and progress with more learning and more education as they go along.
So how crucial do you think it is for the people who contribute to the programme to have that kind of lived experience and be ready to share that with the service users?
Yeah, it's a crucial aspect and something which we sort of embrace throughout the whole of the organisation. We've seen firsthand really the difference some of the lived experience can make when engaging with learners. I think someone who's walked in their shoes and walked through their path really, they're the best advocates for the benefits of learning and education, and they really are inspiring, and those individuals or service users aspire to be like them. Fortunately, and also selfishly, we've managed to employ a number of people who have gone through these programs, lived experience, and they play a vital role in our services going forward.
Amazing. Well, huge congratulations to all of you. And we've had a message from anonymous, and it says, well done to all at Wolf, OU nurses and the Woolwich, really making a difference with their learning. Well done. Ymlaen â ni rwan at yn gwobr ola ni. So we now move on to our last award of the evening, the Hywel Francis Community Impact Award. Felly, unwaith eto, dwi'n mynd I wadd Jeremy Miles, gweinidog y Gymraeg ac addysg I gyflwyno'r wobr, os gwelwch yn dda. So I'd like to introduce our Minister for Education and the Welsh Language, once again, Jeremy Miles.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce this next award category, aptly named after a great personal friend of mine, Dr. Hywel Francis, who passed away earlier this year. Hywel was one of the leading advocates for adult education in Wales, and his complete commitment to the collective endeavour of lifelong learning were among his many, many hallmarks. He was profoundly committed to social reform and a passionate advocate of initiatives which enable individuals to learn the skills they need to live their lives to the fullest. And this same passion is evident in the worthy winners of this award category. Since it was set up 2 years ago, the Learning Group has given these women the self-belief to develop new skills, to find employment and to apply for university. The women's reasons for learning are all individual, but what they have in common is their drive, their courage and their ambition to change their lives and to succeed, sometimes against the most difficult of odds. I am very proud to announce the winner of the Hywel Francis Award for Community Impact as Stepping Stones North Wales, Next Step Survivors Education Group. Congratulations.
Diolch, Weinidog. Thank you, Minister. Gawn ni olwg bach rwan ar ei ffilm nhw, and let's take a look at our award winners, Stepping Stones, the Next Steps Education Group, and then we'll have the chat with them.
Survivors of abuse are often isolated and struggle with their confidence and mental health. And the women who were coming to Next Steps were saying they hadn't attended school very much, they'd left early, they'd never learned basic maths or English or IT. And a lot of them thought they were stupid, couldn't cope with learning, and this was making life really difficult for them to find employment and to do some of the simple things we all take for granted, like helping their children with homework. So we set up our Next Step Survivors Education Group to help them build their confidence and their skills. It took a lot of time and patience, but gradually we saw the women start to grow. Working on their reading, writing, number and computer skills has helped them immensely. They've become more confident and they feel more connected to the world. Online sessions during the pandemic has also helped the women get to grips with things like Zoom, and this has meant they've been able to keep in touch and they've had the support networks during lockdown. Some of the women from the group have now found jobs, and one woman's gone on to university. Others now are helping their children with their homework for the very first time, and a few have even volunteered, and they are now peer supporters for other survivors at the start of their learning journey. These women are incredibly strong, and what each and every one of them has achieved is incredible. They have courage and determination to learn, to succeed and change their lives.
Well, hello there, ladies, and I think there's a little group of you. Am I right? Are there more than just the two of you there, Shirley?
Yes, Neil, I can show you all the ladies.
Let me give them a wave. Hello, ladies. You're having a party there.
We are having a party, Nia.
I wasn't invited. At least you can get rid of me from the party by just switching your computer off. Ah, well, honestly, Shirley, this award recognises community impact, and it's clear to see how fitting this award is for you and all the women in the group there. So congratulations to you. So why would you say access to education really is part of the recovery journey?
NERA plays a vital part in the journey of recovery here at Stepping Stones. The process of recovery really begins with the counselling and support, and then every individual has access to our education classes in maths and English every week, and they've been a huge part of that process. With the support of colleague Cambria and our lovely tutor Pam, the women have said they really feel empowered, they improve confidence, improve mental health, well-being. It's just, well, they say it's just, changed their lives completely. The impact really has been immeasurable. It's impacted on many levels. One woman, as I said, has gone to university. One lady was helping her children with homeschooling during lockdown. That was 4 children, and something she said she'd never be able to have done without the education classes. It's just opened doors as well, job opportunities, just informed choices, making decisions, budgeting, and feeling more confident.
As well, that it's not just about the tutor or the workers supporting these ladies. I mean, I'm sure they support each other through difficult times as well, do they?
The group have really grown as, lots of friendships, and they go out for lunch and to the cinema now. They respect each other, they support each other, And yeah, you know, through each other and the support that they've gained, that's what's brought them on, really. You know, the fact that they do support and respect each other. And one of the members of the group is now a peer support to the other ladies.
Amazing. So before I leave you, come on ladies, give us your best waves, your best smiles, thumbs up. Anybody, you can do a little dance if you want. Let me see all your lovely faces. There we go. Have you got any nice nibbles on the table there? No?
No, we left them all near.
While you were waiting for me. And I can't see any glasses of wine or anything, so have a fantastic evening. I'm sure you'll be celebrating for a little while again, but congratulations to you all. Well done. And there we are. Those are our class of 2021 award winners. Aren't they amazing? Congratulations to you all. Felly, I gloi rwan, rydyn ni'n mynd I glywed gan Gyfarwyddwr Cymru, Sefydliad Dysgu a Gwaith. So we are now going to hear from David Hagendijk, Director for Wales Learning and Work Institute.
Diolch, Nia. Good evening, everyone. Noswaith da. Perhaps more than any other year, tonight is an important opportunity to celebrate adult learning here in Wales. The challenges and struggles of the last 18 months meant it was so important that we took the chance to show the amazing work the sector does, but most importantly, to celebrate the achievements of learners. We regularly receive around 200 nominations every year for the Inspire Awards, so the process to shortlist and to decide the winners is incredibly difficult, with so many learners worthy of winning. So for every winner here tonight, there are countless other stories not being told that are also worthy of celebration. So congratulations and thank you to everyone who was nominated. And well done to those of you that have started your journey for the first time or have continued with your studies. Stories you've seen here tonight show again the importance of adult learning to building the kind of Wales we all want to see. Whether it's helping people to overcome the impact in their lives of the pandemic, to make new connections in their communities, or retrain for a new career, adult learning is the heart of building a fairer, greener, and more prosperous Wales. Over the coming months and years, adult learning will be an important part of our response to the impact of events internationally. We've all seen the images from Afghanistan, and as we prepare to welcome families seeking sanctuary in the UK, we need to ensure there is adequate investment in opportunities for them to learn our languages and to help rebuild their lives here in Wales. I wanted as well to mention the award we've given tonight in memory of our former chair and a lifelong champion of adult learning, Hal Francis. Hal was a powerful advocate for lifelong learning and especially the role of universities and higher education. As an historian, his understanding of working class Wales and the power of adult education to transform lives was unique and will be sorely missed. So I want to thank Maya and his family for allowing us the opportunity to honour his memory through this award tonight. I also want to thank all of our sponsors for their support in making tonight possible. To the Welsh Government, of course, for their continued support for both the awards and for Adult Learners Week. Adult Learners Week starts next week, been running for more than 30 years, and brings to life the Minister's vision of a second chance Wales. The Welsh Government's long-term support of the campaign is an enduring testament to their commitment to education that is lifelong, accessible, and focused on those that need it the most. Thank you as well to Louise and her team at the Open University for once more supporting the awards as our headline sponsor. Again, we really value and appreciate your continued support for our work. And thank you too to our category sponsors, Adult Learning Wales, Agored Cymru, and the National Centre for Learning Welsh. And thank you as well to my Learning and Work Institute colleagues for everything they've done to put the awards on tonight. But mainly, thank you to all of our winners tonight. Your stories have inspired us all and shown the impact that high-quality adult learning provision can have. So good luck for the future. We hope to see you again at future events as ambassadors for our work and for adult learning. Diolch yn fawr, pawb.
Diolch, David, a diolch I chi am wylio ac ymuno â ni heno 'ma. Thank you, David, and we've come to the end of the Inspire Adult Learning Awards for 2021. Llongyfarchiadau gwresog i'n holl enillwyr ni heno 'ma. Daliwch ati efo'r gwaith da yn ysbrydoli dysgwyr eraill ar hyd a lled y wlad. Congratulations to you all. May you continue to inspire others on their lifelong learning journeys and spark a light of inspiration in everyone you meet. So don't forget Adult Learners Week starts next Monday. There are hundreds of courses and events happening all across Wales. The Adult Learners Week website has information on all of this activity, so please take a look. Take a look, take part, and best of all, encourage your family, friends and others in your community to have a go at learning something new, and maybe they can change their stories. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Dwi wedi cael noson hyfryd iawn. Thank you, I've had a lovely evening. It's amazing how much fun we can have without leaving our lounges, isn't it? So diolch yn fawr iawn I chi, a nos da. Good evening.